So I think I'm a little bit overdue on a video. I have filmed a few times and tried to collect what I wanted to say, and then it didn't really come out the way that I wanted it to. So I'm gonna give you a lowdown on what's happened since my last video. I got a concussion in early February. I slammed my head on a shelf at work. I was out of it for like 3 weeks, but I went back to work after 2 weeks because I need the money, you know. When I went to the doctor to get my approval to go back to work, he asked me how my mental health was, and I said, oh my god, I've been feeling shitty for like a really long time. Since like the beginning of February, and it was February 19th or something. And so he said, you know what, that could be due to the concussion, so don't worry about it too much. If it happens still, come back in 2 weeks and we're gonna get you on another medication. So I waited 2 weeks and I still was depressed. So I keep a mental health tracker in my journal, and so this is my journal. If you're like into Pinterest and shit, it's a bullet journal really. Just a place for me to organize my thoughts and everything and what's going on. So right at the beginning, I have a mental health tracker. So I've been doing it since the beginning of January. I have color-coded dots as you see at the bottom, and so I continue. I was depressed for most of February. So near the end, I want to say it was like March 3rd or something, I went on Wellbutrin, and previously I was on Cipralex. I've been on Cipralex nearing 2 years now. It would be like April. So I went on, I think it was 200 milligrams of Wellbutrin, and then I'm still taking my Cipralex, and then I have a sedative that I take if I'm feeling anxious enough, where to the point where I can't calm down myself, because that's a thing that like happens. And then, so I've been on Wellbutrin for about a month-ish, like 2-3 weeks. And for the first bit of taking it, I was taking Wellbutrin in the morning with like vitamin C and B12 pills, and then I was taking my Cipralex, my birth control, biotin, and something else at night. And so I was honestly tired, exhausted. I could sleep for 10 hours and then wake up, and then I could fall asleep again for like 5 more hours. So it wasn't to the point where I was overtired. I was just like, I feel like I needed that sleep all the time. So I asked my pharmacist. He confirmed like, yeah, just keep taking it the way you are. Like, there's no way to beat it. And then about a week went by, and I emailed my doctor, and I'm like, I can't live like this anymore. I am exhausted. So he suggested I take the Wellbutrin at night. So I switched to do that. It's been about a week or so where I've been taking Wellbutrin at night, and my energy levels have gone way up. So that's helped. That's one problem we got out of the way. And then another problem is therapy. So back in December when I started making these videos, I mentioned that I was on a wait list for counseling. It was going to be funded by OHIP because I am a severe case or whatever, / low income, being a teen. I guess I'm not a teenager anymore. But OHIP was funding it, and OHIP funds a lot of different individuals' therapy and counseling for their mental health. There can only be so many people that they pay for, so I was on a wait list. I didn't know where I was going to be living come April, so I kept my name on the wait list just in case. And at the beginning of February, I got a call saying that they had an appointment for me. We booked it April 3rd, and then something happened and we booked it to April 5th. And so now I have my first counseling appointment, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on April 5th, and I am terrified. If you met me in high school, you would know, or if you knew me in high school, you would know that I was going through counseling for about 2 years of my high school. It was funded through the school, like social workers did it and whatnot. I was in and out of that program because I know now that I'm high functioning depressive disorder. That's what they're treating it as. It's a high-functioning depressive disorder, generalized anxiety. They were looking at manic depression, but my mood swings are too short, which means like in manic depression / bipolar disorder, your mood swings can range between weeks, and for like 2 weeks you'll be like on cloud nine, and then 2 weeks you're depressed as hell. Mine is within minutes I can switch into another mood for no goddamn reason at all. And so that has been extremely exhausting as well. So basically, until I get into therapy, they're treating it as high functioning severe depressive disorder and generalized anxiety. The anxiety has always been there. I've been treated for that since beginning of university. Anyways, back to high school counseling. I was in counseling from like middle of grade 10 to middle of grade 12, and I was in and out of the program because as I thought I was better, but I was really high functioning. The problems were still there internally, but I was able to step out and realize that I shouldn't be acting this way. I have no reason to be acting this way, and get myself out of bed and get myself in gear. So they took me out of the program because they thought that I was better, which in my eyes was a mistake on their part, because you have a 16-year-old girl who wants to kill herself. Like, you don't really take her out of the program. You can't just wake up one morning and be like, I'm cured, I don't want to die anymore. So there's like, I have issues with how mental health is dealt with in high school. So I also, on my part, there came a time where I was really tired of talking about my issues, and there was only so much that I could do with a half an hour break while I'm at class. Like, I can't really dive into what subconsciously is bugging me. And I had a really, really hard time talking about my problems then. I had a lot of stuff going on in my family life and my school life, preparing for university. I really, really hated high school, and so that obviously played a factor in that. But I just had a lot of issues breaking through my own barriers to talk about my problems. So I think it's a mix of I didn't suit the counseling system that was provided to me, and the counseling system provided to me didn't do enough to support me. I think now that I am about 4 years older than I was when I previously started counseling, I think I'm going to respond to it a little bit better now, because I truly am so sick of feeling this way. And it's not like I wake up every morning and I feel like I'm gonna die. That isn't the case. It's kind of a gradual increase as I go throughout the day. The biggest problem that I've been dealing with lately is I get really, really bad at night, and I get really bad panic attacks at like 11 o'clock at night, and I can't calm down for hours, and eventually I'll knock myself out somehow. Or I'll talk to my boyfriend, who I feel so bad. It's not just him, it's the fact that I feel bad talking about my problems with other people because I don't want to be a burden. Hi. Hello. So that's another issue. But I honestly think that this time I'm going to respond well to therapy, and it'll be nice to have a professional, unbiased, third-party opinion about what the hell is going on in my life. I am very excited to start feeling better. I feel okay lately. I don't feel as bad as I felt before. I'm insanely stressed out all the time, and so my body has been responding by giving me hives. So I had hives when I had my concussion, and then I just broke out in hives on Sunday morning all over my chest, and it's gonna scar, and that's why I'm wearing a turtleneck. So I am not a fan of hives, but I just need to learn how to get my life together, I guess. But anyways, I just wanted to give you all an update because I have got a lot of questions and comments and messages on my Tumblr, so thanks to everyone who's done that. Most of the people are unprivatized and then I respond privately, but I have been getting texts and calls, and I don't want to worry anyone because I'm fine. Like, I know I'm not going to do anything. I have that mindset where I'm like, okay, I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to hurt myself. But I do appreciate everything everyone has done for me. So with that being said, I will probably update you the day of my first therapy appointment, because that is gonna be a process. But I want everyone to know that it's a normal thing to go through, and everyone has burdens and everyone does things that they're not proud of. But you can only get past it if you acknowledge it. So with that being said, I hope you all have a great day, a great first week of spring, and yeah, thanks. Bye.